All right, good morning. So, I just want to show you a few things about the job scheduling as part of Connecteam. And so, in how to get there, on the far left, you should have a place where you could hit job scheduling. And there's only one site right now, which is all of DFW. So, you'll enter here, and there's two options, okay? There's view by people. So, for example, let's say Nikita clocks out. I can go in and hit Nikita McKnight. I see her here. And what I just did right now is I clicked on a shift like this and I exit out her name. So I hit the X and then it showed that there was one user. And then you can enable people to claim the shift. Okay. So I probably should have done that on video, but so that's one way you could see things. And then you can also view by job. And so you can also, I like to view just by day. That way we could just look on Monday. And then one thing that is really neat here, so you could look at all the different sites. It's alphabetized, but you can always use the search. But something that you may want to look at and have pulled up is the overview. When you do that, it shows 4 people have clocked in. So Tangi Williams, Asia Belton, these people have clocked in. There are a few people running late. Okay, so all of these people have post today, but they're running late. So we can chat with them, send them a message to remind them to clock in. Of course, we're not being super harsh at the first day, but soon I would be calling these people, or someone would call, whoever's working would call these people. And then the last thing, let's say that I just want to show you guys really quick, which you are able to do. If let's say somebody has a shift, they're not able to work, and you accidentally delete it, you can always create a new one. And in order to do that, let's just pretend you could click anywhere, but at the top right, you could see templates. You can actually search any site. So let's say it was actually Dow Tile, and it's gate 3. And it's for the 1400. You can always click this and then you can modify. So let's say the person, sometimes we have people who come in the middle of the shift because somebody else had to call off an emergency. So you can always change that to be like, oh yeah, they're going to actually be here at 1600 to the time. And then if you already know the person, you would just select the users by clicking select and then typing in their name. So let's say it was me, you would click my name versus if you do not have anybody yet, you can enable, and this will open it up to everybody who, every guard. And then if you don't want it to be open up to everyone, you only want it, and this is what we're working on next, if you only want it to be open to people who've worked Dow Tile before, you can actually just search the group Dow Tile Gate 3, and this is going to show all users who've ever trained there. That way it's not opening up to all 115 guards, but instead just the 16 people who won't have to get retrained. Okay, so that's a little thing. You could always save the draft if you're unsure, but once you publish it, it is going to if these are clicked off, it's going to let guards know. If these are not clicked off, it'll just be published to nobody. So make sure that you either click these on if you're going to publish, or you have the person selected in here, because we don't want just an open shift that no one can select. All right, other than that, I think that's and then I'm going to discard those changes and then clock in. If people have questions, if they call you and they're like, I don't know how to clock in, on their screen, let me show you how it looks for them. So for the users, this is how they will see it. And it's much simpler, only like a few buttons, but it's the blue button that has a little clock on it. And so they'll be able to see updates that are blue and then their time clock that's blue. And if it shows white, like they're not able to click it, that means that they don't have a shift. So you'll have to make sure that they either have a shift. Once they're within the vicinity of that shift, this turns blue and they're able to clock in. Okay. And then they should see their schedule. Like here's me, you could see my schedule. And so you would also be able to look at people this way just as a view. You also have that access. If you don't have any, like if you're struggling to find access, let me know and I can tweak that. Other than that, if you have questions, just let me know. You may have to play around a little bit with it, but you can send me a chat with questions. That way I can get back to you and I'll make sure that these are unread so that I can get to them. And so you can also do that too if you're like having a question about something. Other than that, I'm going to send this over, and then if you have any questions. Oh, and also last thing I want to show you as an admin, which I will be creating you as admin. If you see this little hat, the little graduation hat 1 out of 9, you can also watch videos on how to. So if you're having questions, there's a lot of videos like this for scheduling and for time clock. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, and good luck.